Good morning to you. Very happy good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the King Angel Show, morning edition. Uh, Bienvenue, if that's how it's said. Hope you have your coffee ready. And welcome to the King Angel Show, where together we react, learn, and discuss a whole range of topics that go from true crime, mythology, murder mystery, all the way to culture, music, movies, art, picture book showings, final showings. Uh, on Twitch today, I have my Tuesday shows. We are continuing some graphic design that I've been doing with a metal flower picture that I took at a festival. I think it was last year, and it has been going pretty well. We did the uh, we did an out so we vectorized basically the structure of it. So now we're gonna start giving it more details and whatnot. And chat is uh, deciding what colors we're gonna put on it and whatnot. And then at the end, it'll be posted on the channel's Discord. So that's actually pretty fun. That's been pretty phenomenal. Uh, so yeah, we do a whole range of topics on this show. Uh, I am your host, King Angel, your favorite variety streamer. Uh, Back at it again um, with his morning coffee and let's have a conversation kind of ordeal. I loved it the first two times I did it. I'm back at it again. So if you have your coffee, I salute. Mm. Black as always, just sugar in it. To be honest, that's how I've had my coffee for a very, very, very long time. Mm. This coffee that I get, I love. I've been hooked on it for such a long time. Sorry, I'm just opening up chat. Let me put a quick message to everyone. Real quick, good morning. And while I'm doing that, and I wish everyone has a very good day today and a very productive work week if you're employed. If you're living life, live it to the fullest. And again, hope you have a great week. Quick reminder, I am live on Twitch Tuesdays, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm live also on Twitch Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Uh, all episode replays and clips they're all available on my YouTube, and I also upload them sometimes to my Facebook page. So if you're watching me today on YouTube, welcome. Thanks for being here. Like the video or my videos in general. Comment on them. Share them out to your loved ones, and subscribe to my channel. If you're watching me on Facebook, you can follow the page or like it, whichever route you want to take. You can either do that, or you can join the Discord. Not or and, because that can be the most important addition to uh, the list of how you can support me, and also the best ways to engage with yours truly is through that Discord server. So the King Angel Show does have a channel on Discord, a server to be more specific. Um, all of the information you can find it on the description box. Sometimes the link for the Discord expires. That that one should not expire, hopefully. But if it does, let me know. Shoot me a message, DM me, and I will provide you with the correct and most updated Discord link. But definitely, that is the best way to support me besides watching watching the show on Twitch. Uh, if you're watching me on LinkedIn, good morning. Hope you're having a great week. Thanks for being here. Um, yeah, I'm excited to take the time to a drink my morning coffee, and b just kind of vibe here with you guys before having to start a busy day. I want to I want to incorporate this into a more regular uh, part of my show, so to speak. So just like, I mean, I wake up early anyway, so why not just do what I love, which is drink coffee, while being here with you, which I also love. So why not just merge them together? And here we are today. So shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, let me write this message real quick. So I'm writing, good morning. Alrighty, so good morning. Hope everyone is having a great start of the day. Let's see. So good morning. Hope everyone is having a great start of the day. Let's see. I'll think of something else to add to that, but I think that's definitely a great starter right there. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a great start of the day. That's a perfect sentence right there. It's pretty grayish outside still, so it's been probably one of the weirdest summers, weather-wise, that I've ever experienced. And I live in NorCal, so it's we do get. I mean, we don't. It doesn't snow where I live, but it gets cold in the winter. Uh, but the weird part of this weather is that it's really cold in the morning, but then it gets really hot in the afternoon, or sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. It hasn't been getting as hot as it normally does, but then one day all of a sudden there's like a 90 something degree, then it drops back down to 70, and I don't know. I mean, supposedly for the next few days we're supposed to have like 70-degree weather, which is weird because this is end of July, beginning August. It should be it should be really hot here. I'm not complaining. It reduces the amount of wildfires that happen, but nonetheless, it's very weird weather. I mean, yeah, you pick one. You either give me cold or give me hot. But when you give me a mixture of both, that's when the problems start, right? I mean, that's when like nature. What's up? What's I mean? But obviously, we know why. It's only gonna keep getting worse. And especially um, with these weather changes like that, I could only imagine it affects like crops and stuff like that, and it's just a whole mess. Here we are. So like I said, you either pick one or pick the other. You're either I mean, we're either doing cold weather or we're doing hot weather. It's a combination of both. It reminds me a lot of San Francisco, but I mean it's always cold there, so I mean it's always like coldish. It gets really cold at night. So when it does get warm or hot, it's you can definitely tell the difference, but it does happen. So you will get like very cold mornings, and then it'll get like well, it'll get hot, which is what like 70, 75, 80 tops, and that's like breaking records. Whoa. Um, so yeah, this weather definitely reminds me of that. Oh, morning rant there. We're gonna be reading some news today. I have one open here that I thought was extremely interesting. I had read the title before, but I didn't read into it. This is a shout out to my pops because it applies to him. It's about napping. Apparently, napping isn't that good for you. like people, like people say like people say it is. I'll read just the title. It says, "Are you a frequent napper? It could be linked to high blood pressure, stroke risk. Studies say." Well, there's that. Just by starting off with that title, we know where we're going with all of this. I'll start reading it in about a minute or two. I love the fact that I'm just able to sit back here, kind of relax, and just literally engage with people. And it just, yeah, it's such an awesome feeling. You're watching me. Let me know how your day's going. That comment section. What's up with you? Like I said, let's have a conversation. How's life treating you? I'll tell you how life's treating me so you can kind of get a glimpse into my world before I start reading this article. It's doing okay. I mean, oh, life's hard. I mean, and I don't mean like my life specifically. It's like life in general. It's just like, holy crap. and the way, I don't know, it's just his views of the world. It's just it's very very obscured and very divided at this point. I don't know. Again, like I said it in the past stream, like you have to try to remain positive. Like there has to you have to try to just I guess feed off of whatever positivity you can find off of things, but it's hard. It's hard, and sometimes finding those little bits to feed off of is it's excruciating. But I don't know, just have to keep moving forward. That's all we have. All we have is enduring and pushing forward. Um, I have plenty of goals I'm on my way to achieving, but I'll tell you, like it's a little it's sometimes life gets a little disheartening, and I don't know. You just have to kind of remind. You have to me specifically. I try to focus on what I want or what I'm trying to achieve, and I try to stick to it as much as possible. But dude, when life starts throwing those rocks, holy shit, that's hard. Gotta do a lot of stepping stones and shit. It's crazy. Wise man once said that the road of life is rocky, and you may stumble too. So while we're pointing fingers, someone else is judging you. That's how it goes. Whoa, good morning. I the title moved on one side of the chat, and I got excited. I was like, "Oh my goodness, good morning." Oh, Bowser, thank you for being here. Just a couple of games, sis. Everyone else, thank you for being here. I'm just chilling, drinking some coffee, speaking my mind. I was gonna read some news. I have an interesting article that I was gonna read. I love you, dude. I really do. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys being here in a platform that, I mean, it's not Twitch. Crooks, I stream on actually right now at this very moment. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And I am also purchasing another phone. So I'm going to be doing it on Instagram Live as well. And once I reach 1,000 followers on TikTok, which is one of my goals, I am also going to be doing it on TikTok too. Your boy is. I'm trying to spread myself out. Thank you, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great morning. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, nice. See, normally I'm not able to say good morning to people and it actually be morning time where they are. So everyone in the East Coast, on the other side of the US, good morning. Thank you for being here. It's 7:30 in the morning here. So I'm happy that you guys are here. D Jen, thank you for being here. Blue Jenny, thank you for being here. Brooks, Bowser, just a couple games says. Thomas Salazar, thank you. Spider, simply a gamer. All of you, thank you very much. Isn't it funny how even without meeting someone, like I, I, you know, I've only seen, for example, pictures of Bowser, but and I've heard him. Obviously, we've all heard him talk, but and then like there's a lot of other of us streamers that we've only seen each other on camera and whatnot. But isn't it funny how even with that barrier, we we could still connect? That's I find that so funny how like like you have love for someone and you've actually never seen the person. It's like I don't know. It's like half magic of technology, but it's also like it's how far love can reach and how far you can and it's not completely necessary to have a person there face to face to feel something for someone. It's crazy. It's crazy. Ah. It's crazy how the human mind works like that, and how it's you just hey squirrel, good morning, and how you can have that like I don't know like there's some of you that I just have a lot of admiration for, and and again I've never met you personally. It's like and yet I what you transmit through a screen, the things that you say affect like they have weight on me, like in a good way, in a positive way. And I don't know, I'm ranting. I just find that so interesting. And so, what's the difference between top and live chat? I'm new to YouTube chat. I, I don't know, to be quite honest with you. Well, live chat could be the same as like the one on Twitch. So it's what's how the chat is progressing at that moment. But gotcha. So let me see. Maybe I'll just change it to live chat. There we go. But yeah, much love to all of you. And it's a struggle every day. You gotta hold on. That is true, Jenny. Cool. Yeah, I changed it be to live chat. But yeah, and I definitely wish and hope for success for all of you, and that you all can be able to check off uh, things off of your goals list. But first, you have to set those goals for yourself. It's very important. And once you set those goals for yourself, even if they're small goals, I hope and wish that all of you check them off your list. It's a great feeling to be able to check things off of a list, whether it's an imaginary list or if you're really into that. You like I I'll confess I do that. I like to write what my goals down, and I'll be honest with you, it feels great to be able to just check that off. Hey, this is well for me being on YouTube live stream. This is home for me for years. Like going back to your childhood home. Oh, I could only imagine. I wish I would have met you back then. That would have been great. What goals do I have? Okay. Uh, so I'll tell you my smaller goals. Uh, I'll keep my bigger goals to myself. Um, I don't like to jinx things. I also don't like to. I'll keep the bigger ones to the side, but I'll tell you my smaller goals that I repeat to myself all the time. Uh, so I'll just tell you the way I say it to myself. So, uh, big goals. Okay, small goals. 1,000 followers on Twitch, 1,000 followers on YouTube, 1,000 followers on TikTok, 1,000 followers on Twitter, 50 consecutive consistent viewers on Twitch, 20 subscribers tier 1 on Twitch, a thousand plus likes and views on my videos on YouTube. Literally, that's what I repeat to myself. Oh, and a thousand. Well, I didn't mention the 1,000 followers on TikTok. I have it written down in a few places, and the closer I get to my goal, I'll put like something on it. But I just repeat it all the time. I just keep repeating it in my head. But also, like I said, I have bigger goals that, like I said, I won't say, but those bigger goals, then I go through those first, and then I go through the smaller ones, and that's how I keep repeating it to myself. And I just keep repeating it to myself, and so far so good. Thank you, Squirrel. Of course, simply. I mean, having goals is a literal first step for success. Knowing where you are, where you want to be, and how to get there is just as important as the grind to accomplish them. And going and saying just hand in hand with what you just said, in order to be able to have a clear vision of what you're grinding, like you have to have a reason to grind. It's not just the grind. Like, and I feel like maybe some people get it confused. Like, you have to have something to work towards, to like for whether it's, yourself, your own success, your own ambitions or progress. uh, you're doing it for a family member, you're doing it for someone else, whatever the case may be. Grinding just for grinding isn't going to lead you anywhere. What you need is to be able to have something set for you. Have a clear goal set in your mind, what you're trying to accomplish. Even if it sounds ridiculous, even if it sounds extremely like, I mean, like, obviously you can't say, like, you can't put your, I mean, your goal can't be like, trying to talk to aliens, or something that would be not necessarily within the realm of being realistic. But challenge yourself sometimes. Like, if you see that you're checking off the list on smaller goals, push yourself a little more, and dare to uh, set a goal that's a little bit bigger than what you normally set for yourself. But, like simply said, it's all about setting. It's you have to have a purpose. I mean, without purpose, it's just you're just doing something. Kind of laundry wars. I think having both short term and long term goals is almost a requirement if you want to have success. 100%. I mean, 100%. You have to set them both, and again, once you set those short term goals, it becomes a lot easier for you to uh, broaden the broaden your scope of the goals that you could accomplish. It gives you like a certain amount of confidence that I was able to accomplish these goals. Maybe I can do this now, and then it just starts growing and growing. And yeah, I mean, it's I I don't want you to get it confused with like The Secret or things like that. Like, I mean, obviously, to each their own. If you believe in that, and I can understand it to a certain point, but you still have to put in the work, because that's also what goes hand in hand with setting the goals, because you can't grind without having a purpose, but you can't have a purpose and not grind. I don't know. That's actually a pretty good question, SS. I have no idea. You're exactly correct, Squirrel. Grinding without a goal is what leads to burnout, and it leads to disillusion as well, because you don't have a purpose, so you're just doing something for just to do it, and it becomes stale. I don't know. That's just me. Ronald, you're right. Balance, indeed, be the whole fam. I appreciate you guys being here. Yin and yang. You're absolutely correct. And I'll be honest with you. I, it took me a few harsh mistakes happened in my life, and a few big fuck ups in my life, especially when I was younger, in my 20s, to understand or to start understanding a lot of things that I I I can understand now. And that's one of the things that I learned. It's just uh, actions have consequences, and that can apply to anything in life, whether it's good or bad. And yeah, again, that took me a very long time. Yep, it took it took falling out. I'll be honest with you, and I'll just be straight up. I had a I had back when I lived back home. I had my own business for a little bit, and I had a client, and she was I mean, she she paid me really well, but not only that, she was like the nicest, sweetest person towards me, and but I was young. I was too young. I was too young to understand what I had, so I took it for granted, and uh, it was so because it's a Spanish speaking country, Dominican Republic. Knowing English is, especially to the degree of because I lived so long in the U.S. Obviously, you know a uh, different amount of English than someone that doesn't live in the U.S. would know. So I had that advantage towards me, and I had it, and I was able to work with it. So I started doing medical translations back home. It went well for quite some time. I was balling. The problem with balling is when you're balling and you're like 21 or 22, that's and with no concern for money, no concern for savings. Let's let's fucking go. It was like hey Knox, good morning. This party's I mean, I didn't have my best interest for myself making that amount of money. And I fucked it up. She gave me a job once. It was too much for me to handle. I went over my head. Like I was in deep over my head with it. I then resorted again. This was a medical translation. We were translating from English to Spanish, dude. I did that shit on. I put the whole thing on Google Translate. That wasn't a very good idea. When when she showed me the end result, yeah, that was horrible. That was a horrible experience. So that actually made me realize a lot. So again, yeah, we all it's there's a fuck up involved that either teaches you how to grow or you yeah, you just never I guess learn anything from it. I was forced into learning. Sometimes your goals can also cause burnout if they aren't reasonable. It's what they hammered into us in boot camp. Smart goals. It's corny, but it works. You're absolutely correct. I mean, you hit it right in the nail, Ronald. Ronald. Again, you need to have. I mean, it has to be balanced. Again, you can you can push you can push yourself to achieve bigger goals that are within the realm that are real. You know, it's obviously when if you go into it being like too like broad and uh, too out there, then yeah, maybe it'll be. And then, oh, thank you, Blue. I appreciate that. And here's another thing: sometimes you don't necessarily get it the way you asked for it. I've learned that life will throw it, like it'll give you what you want, but in a weird way. Like it won't give it to you 100%, but it'll give it to you like 80% or like 75%, which is not bad. And I'll take that. Oh, kitty cat. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that. That's crazy. I've never, I to this point, I don't think I've ever, I don't think I've ever seen Knox at work. Nice, simply. That's awesome. I'm actually, I'm already ready to go to work. So like, I wake up pretty early. So yeah, I'm about to, in a few minutes, I'm about to start heading out. Wait, I actually wanted to read this real quick. Uh, this is an article that I found. It was published on the 20, well, yesterday. The title is "Are you a frequent napper?" It could be linked to high blood pressure, stroke risk. Study says. So listen to this. Frequent or even usual napping during the day was linked with an elevated risk of developing high blood pressure and having a stroke, according to a new study. The peer-reviewed study published Monday in the American Heart Association journal Hypertension found that frequent or usual daytime napping in adults was associated with a 12% higher risk of developing high blood pressure and a 24% high risk of having a stroke compared to never napping, according to a news release Monday. Oh, you haven't had a day off in 3 weeks? Oh, wow! Simply that's. I mean, hopefully, as long as you're making that cash with that time that you're investing from your own time to uh, uh, work, I hope that you're able to get that back monetarily. So yeah, I mean, and also that you enjoy your these days off as well. So listen to this. These results are especially interesting since millions of people might enjoy a regular or even daily nap, said Yi Wang, a professor and chair of the Department of Anesthesiology of uh, Xianya Hospital Central South University in Changsha, China, and an author of the study. Researchers acquired information from the UK Biobank, a biomedical database that contains anonymized genetic and health information from 500,000 participants in the United Kingdom. A survey of daytime napping frequency occurred 4 times between 2006 and 2019, with each time including at least 5,000 participants. Participants self reported whether they nap never, rarely, sometimes, or usually. The study results also differ depending on participants' ages. Participants who were younger than 60, who usually napped, had a 20% higher risk of developing high blood pressure compared to people the same age who never napped. Damn, even napping's bad. After age 60, usual napping was associated with 10% higher risk of high blood pressure compared to those who never reported napping, according to the news release. The study also found that a higher percentage of people who described themselves usual nappers were men and reported cigarette smoking, daily drinking, and insomnia. They also had lower income levels, which the study defines as an average total household income before tax of less than or equal to £18,000 or about $22,000. I'm not 100% sure why, what the income has much to do with that the whole napping thing, but yikes. That's a high percentage if you really think about it. So I guess you have to watch out when you nap. I saw this article and yeah, I didn't believe it much when I saw it first, but I looked it up somewhere else and it is actually true. So yeah, even napping's bad at this point. But it's odd because depending on uh, where you are, like for example, back home, I mean it's common to do like shots of like the older you get, the more chances you have of doing like either like a glass of wine or a shot of whiskey before going to bed, or it's like sometime before going to bed because it helps with uh, I don't know. My mom used to say like the blood flow or something. I'm not 100% sure, but uh, a lot of people do it, and then there has been articles that have debunked that, saying that it that doesn't necessarily do anything. But I don't know. A lot of these people tend to get really old, like so they're like in their 80s or 90s, so they must be doing something right. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and believe the ones that have been around longer. I don't drink, but if that's what it takes to get that old, and I'll sip on some of that whiskey or wine before going to bed. And it's only supposed to be like a little glass like this. My dad still does it, so he'll drink like a little shot of whiskey before going to bed, and yeah, it's supposed to help with a whole bunch of things. It's weird, huh? Funny how that could be something that could be helpful. Lady Tipsy, thank you for joining. Thank you for that lurk. Again, it's so funny to eat everyone so early in the morning. Like it's what a great way to start the day. I have to have an extremely busy day at work today, and I figured, you know what? Let me start it off right. Little did I know I was going to start it off even better because of you guys. So thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And to those watching me on the other platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, I appreciate you stopping by. And I also hope you have a great day too. Let me see. Trying to see if there's anything left of this article. Okay, it says so. Although taking a nap itself is not harmful, many people who take naps may do so because of poor sleep at night. Poor sleep at night is associated with poor health, and naps are not enough to make up for that. It's crazy, you know. Uh, One of the things that I've learned, especially growing old, is the importance of a good night's sleep. Uh, I'd rather go to sleep early and wake up early and enjoy a great, beautiful morning than uh, staying up late. But that's just me. It's me personally. I know that there's a lot of people that struggle with going to bed. My wife has insomnia, so she has a very hard time going to sleep. Uh, but if if I guess I don't know, it's so important. Like your attitude, the way even the way you see the world and life can be affected by not getting enough sleep. And yeah, one of the things that I and it's an investment because um, it is, uh, especially getting older is a great mattress. Like that is like I would have never guessed that this was what I was gonna end up saying. But if you can invest in a good mattress, please do. Like you have no idea how. Again, already knowing that sleep is so important, especially having a good night's sleep. Where you lay your head is also extremely important, and the better the mattress and the more comfortable, the more chances you have of getting a better sleep. So hell yeah, definitely, definitely invest. That's uh, it's expensive, but it's worth it. Sound like my dad right now. I remember my dad saying this shit to me when I was growing up, and I would just laugh at him. Like, I don't care about that. And now I'm old. I'm like, dude, I love my bed. Crazy how that's what you kind of think about after you start noticing a lot of things. Comfort means a lot to me, especially now growing older. And yeah, I take comfort over uh, comfort and quality over over whatever the hell it is that anything. Yeah, give me comfort. I'm getting old. I need I need to be comfortable and uh, I yeah, I just need to be comfortable. Exactly, simply like it's and more power to to all the youngsters, and there's so much out there, and you got just take it by the reins and do it. I'll do the same things, but I'll try to do them in the most comfortable way possible, because that's one of the things about, like you said, being an adult now, that I don't know, I appreciate things a little more. Like I said, I appreciate a good night's sleep. Uh, I appreciate commodities a lot more. I appreciate companionship and friendship a lot more. It means it holds bigger weight in my life now, and it uh, I understand the importance of it a lot more than when I was younger. Because when you're young, I don't know. When I was young, I didn't. I was living young, wild, and free. I didn't give a shit about anything. You have the world is your oyster. But once you start growing older, you start realizing that it's not necessarily like it's not an oyster. You gotta head out. My fiance and I are going to the park for a while. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Simply have a great day and have a great walk in the park. Listen to Beach House, Walk in the Park. That song will go hand in hand with what you're gonna be doing now. Thank you for being here. Um, and yeah, as I don't know, the older you get, the more you start realizing a lot more things. And that's just how it is. But definitely commodity over having to go through a whole. But like for example, like I went to Coachella once. I did it. It's done. I did the whole camping experience, that whole thing. That was a long time ago. Now I'm good with that. Like I would if I would do something similar to that, I would try to do it in a, a more comfortable way, for example, because I can't do that whole. It's nah. I'm good with that. I do like camping though. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just those certain circumstances where, yeah, I prefer comfort. And yeah, that's just me. And I think I already went through this whole article. I'm trying to see if I can find something else I can read real quick. I had another one, but I can't seem to find it now. Huh. Nice. Okay, so this is actually one that goes hand in hand with that article that I just read. It's a little bit long. I'll just read maybe the first part of it. And it says, "What is the right amount of sleep each night, and how could missing it ruin your life, ruin your health? From making you fat to leaving you more prone to cancer, dementia, and heart disease, all the potential side effects of a lack of shut eye." Okay, so it says functioning on a measly 4 hours of sleep a night used to be a badge of honor for high powered CEOs and world leaders. Part of Margaret Thatcher's fearsome reputation came from how little she slept. Donald Trump used to brag that some nights he would only get 3 hours. But a wealth of scientific studies in recent years have unequivocally shown that not getting enough shut eye can lead to a host of life threatening diseases. Yet, two-thirds of adults throughout all developed nations fail to get the recommended 8 hours. I don't get 8 hours of sleep. I don't think I've slept 8 hours in years. I sleep like six, like 5, 6 hours tops, and 6 hours, and I'm good with like six. Like I'm like, let's go for the whole day. Uh, I know people that do need like their full 8 hours. Uh, I know people that don't get any sleep at all, like very rarely, and yeah, it's definitely not. I mean, definitely not good. Uh, Obviously, the extremes on both ends, sleeping too much and then not getting enough sleep. I mean, they're both detrimental at that point. But uh, again, this one is specifically for not sleeping. Um, so it says there is a tiny subset of the population, about 1 in 4 million of us, born with a gene that allows them to thrive on half of that amount. But for the vast majority, routinely sleeping less than 6 or 7 hours a night demolishes your immune system and significantly raises your risk of developing numerous forms of cancer. A study of 60,000 middle aged and elderly Britons published this week found those who regularly needed to nap during the day were 12% more likely to develop high blood pressure than their peers. The researchers concluded the naps themselves were not the problem and suggested they were a sign of poor quality sleep at night. Even moderate reductions in sleep for just a week can disrupt blood sugar so profoundly you would be classified as pre-diabetic. Wow, that's okay. That's pretty big. Sleep deprivation also increases the risk of your coronary arteries becoming blocked and brittle, setting you on a path towards cardiovascular disease, stroke, or heart failure. Maybe you've noticed you crave junk food when you're tired. Too too little sleep swells concentrations of a hormone that makes you feel hungry, while suppressing a hormone that tells you you're satisfied. Yikes. Sleep also seems to be a key lifestyle factor that determines whether or not you will develop Alzheimer's disease, with getting too much or not enough both linked to the disease. See? So there's so there is, I mean, it's obviously detrimental on both ends, whether it's too much or not enough. Sleep disruption may also contribute to major psychiatric conditions, including depression and anxiety. It has even been linked to suicide. So, how do you know whether you're routinely getting enough sleep? A good rule of thumb is to ask yourself if you could fall back asleep at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or 11 a.m. If the answer is yes, you are probably not getting the sufficient quantity and or quality of sleep. Hmm. I don't know. That seems a little mundane for to kind of determine something like that. Uh, I mean, just I mean, there are people that sleep a lot and just they're still tired when they wake up. Uh, there are people that just like to sleep that could definitely fall back to sleep after waking up. And it's not because they're like tired or anything. It's just like they just like sleeping. So maybe I don't know. I don't know about that one. Uh, this one's pretty interesting though. It's the link to cancer, and this is routinely not getting enough sleep has been linked to greater wear and tear on our cells. This type of disruption to our genes is thought to give rise to cancerous tumors. A 2019 study found people who work night shifts have 30% more damage to their DNA compared to those who work normal hours. Researchers from the University of Hong Kong looked at around 50 doctors from two local hospitals, half of whom had to work during the night and only got 2 to 4 hours of sleep. The rest got 7 or more. In a 2010 study, researchers in Ohio linked sleeping less than 6 hours a night to a 50% increased risk of bowel cancer. With this type of cancer being the second deadliest in the UK and the US, the case the Case Western Reserve University uh, the Case Western Reserve University study concluded that short sleep is a public health hazard. In addition to DNA damage, insufficient sleep may affect cancer by suppressing levels of key hormones in the body. Melatonin is key to making us feel sleepy. Throughout the day, levels of the hormone remain very low in the body, but as the day wears on, its production increases and the end result is that you feel tired. But melatonin levels can be suppressed by not enough or fragmented sleep. A lack of sleep may also indirectly heighten cancer risk by making us hungrier and fatter. In 2012, research published in the journal PLOS One looked at the cancer risk in nearly 25,000 middle aged adults across Europe. It found people who slept less than 6 hours per night were 43% more likely to develop cancer in their lifetime than those who got 7 or more hours. Wow, that's a lot. 43%. That's that's alarming right there. Yikes. I'm sorry. I just started thinking about. Hmm, it's a big number, especially if you take into consideration that it was roughly around 25,000 uh, adults um, that were sorry that were studied. I guess at this point, um, it's crazy. And a separate 2019 study found patients who slept 6 or less hours a night were nearly 3 times more likely to die from cancer within 30 years than those who got 7 hours or more. Crazy. I mean, it's something so important, obviously, and yet it's there's just so many things that affect sleep. I mean, it's like the stress of the day. You have like anxiety. Uh, there's a lot of things that go hand in hand with not being able to get a good night's sleep. And some people just suffer from insomnia, but like, there's like so much. Like I said at the beginning of this stream, like it's life is hard enough as it is, and being that hard sometimes it shows itself more in you know in important parts of our life, like sleep, for example. When you stress, when you're stressed, when you're under a lot of pressure, when there's a lot going on, when you have a lot on your mind, when uh, it's problems or whatever the case may be, it affects your sleep. It's harder for you to go to sleep. Uh, it's harder for you to, if you do fall asleep, it's harder for you to um, achieve that deep sleep, to feel like you're resting, because that's also another thing. Like, sometimes you're laying there and your eyes are closed, and it's it's such a weird it's like almost falling asleep completely, but you just like never get there. So you can like in my case, like sometimes I can still sort of hear, I guess, like things, like like the real world, if that's what we want to better describe it. But you're trying to fall asleep, but you never really make it. And I don't know, that's it sucks, because that just the feeling the next day is just pretty fucking horrible. And then you feel tired and you don't feel rested, and you're kind of wondering like what the hell happened. I don't know. It's it sucks, and especially reading this now, that if it's something prolonged and it's something that's continuously happened, that could potentially lead to even bigger problems in your life, like huge problems. Because my father's diabetic, and he's been a diabetic for a very long time, and he has to do the whole insulin thing. And yeah, he hates it. Trust me, he would have never wanted to be in that position. uh, so yeah, it sucks, but, oh well. I'm trying to say because this article is really long and they go through a lot of different. They go through a lot of different uh, sicknesses and illnesses that are associated, like obesity, for example. It says short sleep duration may lead to obesity through an increase of appetite via hormonal changes caused by sleep deprivation. Lack of sleep produces ghrelin, a hormone which, among other effects, stimulates appetite, weaken immunity. Uh, the sleep restocks the armory of our immune system, helping to fight malignancy, preventing infection, and warding off all manner of illnesses. When you do fall ill, the immune system actively stimulates the sleep system, demanding more bed rest to help reinforce the war effort. Reduce sleep for even a single night, and that invisible suit of immune armor is rudely stripped from your body. Low sex drive. Not getting enough sleep at night may kill men's sex drive. A study by the University of Chicago in 2011 found those who sleep for less than 5 hours a night for periods of longer than a week have significantly lower levels of testosterone than those who get a full night's rest. And with testosterone affecting men's libido and energy levels, those who miss out on sleep are much more likely to be put off sex. So there you have it. It's insane. Look, it's another study in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found a third of men with sleep apnea also experience lower testosterone levels. Jeez. Now you know, gotta get a good night's sleep. Alright. That's it for me today. I'm actually gonna head out. I have to start getting ready for. Well, not ready. I'm already ready, like, changed for work. But I have to start getting all my other stuff ready. I made mac and cheese for today. Hell yeah. I try to make food for work almost every day. It's hard to keep on with that routine, but it saves a lot of money. So yeah, if you can pre prep at home or kind of like, yeah, there's no better kitchen than your kitchen. And if you saw my restaurant red flag episode like 2 weeks ago, then you know why. Thank you everyone for being here today. I really appreciate it. You guys are so awesome. I love my Koopa Troop fam. Uh, be much love to you. Much love to all you small streamers out there. Have a great day today. Have a productive day, productive week. I'll see everyone. I'll meet whoever wants to stop by later on today. I have my regular. Uh, well, we're designing tonight, so we're gonna continue the Metal Flower on Twitch. That'll be at between 7 or 8 p.m. depending on how work goes today, because I have a pretty stacked day today. And then tomorrow is True Crime and Murder Mystery Wednesday, so that that's a given right there at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Um, I'm not sure what we're gonna do for Saturday. Might be a surprise, might be not. Let's see what Saturday show. Let's see what we come up for Saturday's show. Uh, but beyond that, have a great day today. Thank you, DJen. You have a great day as well, and everyone that stopped by. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. This is the King Angel Show, the King Angel Morning Show, morning coffee. I'm reading some weird news. Have a great day. Thank you for being here.